Okay, here we are, Vengeance and Vaulderie, ready to start. Thank you guys for bearing with me. I'm not sure if I put that on the YouTube. So Shadowfuse, thank you for subscribing for 2 months. Excited to have you here. Let's take a look real quick. Since I went on and on for a little bit, what's everyone have to say? What was going on? Small Fry, X-Neck Vampire Interpreter Story. It's X and X. Yeah, Silver and Blood, Vengeance and Vaulderie. I think 1776, element that doesn't follow that. I hope everyone's working here. Oh, yes. I'm glad you all came here to hear me say all the nice things about you. And welcome, Webmage. Let's go ahead and get started. Here is the cast of Vengeance and Vaulderie, not Sinners and Saint, and not a million of the other events I have run, games I've run. Here they are, Episode 6, entitled Betrayal. So, I'm going to be honest, this episode was not supposed to be what was happening. I kind of dropped the ball, and so I've got to change it up a little bit here tonight. My plot is pretty much very vague. Let's see what happens tonight. So let's go ahead and introduce everybody. We're going to do this real quick here, guys, if you don't mind this episode. We'll save it to the end once we have Jace with us, and we can all talk about our favorite things. Go ahead, introduce yourself. We're going to skip the plugs. Tell me about your favorite part about last episode. I'm the Vampire Interpreter. My favorite part about last episode was everyone is here having a good time. I would say the one thing I didn't plan for was the idea of Lydia asking her werewolf boyfriend of how to get involved in the heist of the fragment. That was a moment I went, oh, I did not plan for that. So let's see how that goes tonight. So we'll see. Let's jump over to... I mirrored my cameras at who we point at. There we go. Darcy. Darcy, introduce yourself. Favorite part about last episode.
Hey, my name is Jamie Wooster. My favorite part about last episode was definitely Jonathan Fee playing the Inquisitor and the little repartee we had back and forth. Well, not so much back and forth, but the belittling and berating that Darcy took and had to just take. It was awesome.
That was indeed. Now I feel terrible. Now I feel like mine was awful. But yes, no, John did an amazing job as the Inquisitor. We knew he would. That's why we asked him to be here. Let's jump down to Lillian. Lillian, introduce yourself. Favorite part about last episode?
Hi, my name is Ember, and I play Mother Lillian. I think my favorite part of last episode was everybody airing out their beef with Darcy and basically saying, what gives, man? Because it wasn't just Mother that was like, what the fuck? So I'm glad that our pack now is a little bit more together because we have more of our crap aired.
It's always good, always good. It's not like I'm going to come up with any other crazy curveballs to throw at you, just as you guys like to throw them back at me. Let's jump over to Nova. Nova, please introduce yourself and tell me what your favorite part about last episode was.
Hello, I am Rachel. I am just the right amount of sassy. Let me just put that out there. And my favorite part about last episode, close second, is Nova's first kill, but I think my top moment was my amazing plan of bombs and remote control cars that no one liked. What the hell?
That is, I just see you going, fly, my minions, fly, as they just like drive past you. There we go. Cue up the yakety sax music. All right, that is exciting. I'm curious of how we're going to incorporate that. Jumping over to Lydia. Lydia, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us your favorite part about last episode?
Hi, my name is Ty. My favorite part of last episode would have to be the tension between everyone. It was fun to kind of play that up, and instead of the pack being like happy-go-lucky family that gets along and we're undead creatures, some stuff's gonna happen that we're not gonna be pretty happy about. And also the tension with Jonathan as the Inquisitor coming in, it was really good. Seeing Darcy just kind of getting chewed up was pretty great. So
Awesome. And last but not least for right now, we have Maya. Maya, introduce yourself and tell me about your favorite part of last episode.
Hi, my name is Tomi. Here part of last episode, love the Inquisitor, nail click. Loved grilling Darcy. And though Maya was horrified and has many questions, absolutely love the strong narrative choice of Lydia deciding, let's go with my boyfriend real quick.
That nobody knows is my boyfriend.
We just all have, everyone has a strong suspicion that something's going on. I didn't have time to switch over to my outfit, so we're just going to have to count this for tonight. All right, we'll just get ready for that, because guess what? One of the first things we're going to do is we're going to go talk to that. What?
Casual Thursday.
Yeah, it's Casual Thursday over here. My jacket's over there. I could pause for a quick second, try to go grab it, but I feel like, you know, no one, as I said before, no one's here to see me and my ridiculous costume changes unless I look like a terrifying monster. That's it. All right. So there we go. I am excited. Let's go ahead and get started because I've talked enough about stuff that's just not more Vengeance in Vaulderie. So Sunday is the Elysium, is the auctioning of the fragment or whatever, the viewing, whatever it is. You guys aren't entirely sure. You guys have formulating one plan or another, either whether it involves radio-controlled cars and explosives, using a black spiral dancer, significant other, face swapping, any variations of those, or probably in better, all of them, all of them together. Just seems like it might end up being the final decision. But it's only been a night or two since then, while you guys consider what to do. So, I think we'll start with a few of everyone's important question is what does Lydia say to render of men? What exactly, I'm curious, what is this, as the storyteller, what's the favor you're going to ask? So Lydia, where are you going to meet Ren, as you call him, and what are you going to ask him? So why don't you set the scene for me, and then I'll tell you what happens.
All right. I think that we would just meet at like our usual spot. I think it's easiest. And I mean, it's been good to us thus far, so not, don't need to change it up and risk.
Gotcha. The way I see it, we're just going to go, and I think last time we kept it intentionally vague, but let's go with the black spiral dancer theme. This is, I don't know specific. We've all seen that industrial complex that's either provides power or made something years ago, but now it's just slightly decrepit. In there are offices, and in one of these offices has been converted into a living space, which is where you will meet. There are workers going about their business, but every time you go, it's far past business hours. So there's probably, you have seen maybe a total over however long you and Ren have been intimate, or at least friendly. You've probably only seen a dozen or so faces, different faces. So we will, I like the idea of you knocking on the door. He is already in there. So you're going to meet him. Anything else I need to know before you walk in? Is there a power draft? Oh, let's find out everyone's hunger rating. Let's just do that. That seems like very important. Let's do that here. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and do Lillian. I always want to shorten it and write Lillian. That's never going to work. I should never try to do that. We've got Maya, and then we have Lydia. Then we have Darcy and our surprise guest. I'm just going to write down your hunger, your surprise. All right. Lillian's at hunger 1. Nova, you are at hunger 2. Maya, you are at hunger 3.
Oh.
Lydia, you are at hunger 2, and Darcy, you are at hunger 2. So, all right. So, knowing that going in, do you have anything? What is Lydia doing before she goes to ask Ren for that favor?
Well, I think that I would,
Darcy's making a recommendation there.
Wait, what? I don't see him. Oh, yeah. Yes, obviously, outfit choice is very pointed to him.
I love it.
Do my best. To get
Okay.
it.
You know what? Here's what
I have a question. Does unswayable work on him?
Did you say unswayable mind?
Mm-hmm.
So unswayable mind is a defensive power for you. It allows you to resist any of his influential powers. That being said, I'm going to have you make a manipulation and subterfuge check real quick. Do you need me to roll that for you using the dice bot? Or do you got it? Or if you got the dice there. Cool. So that's going to be a total for you. Wow, okay. You're rolling 8 dice with a hunger of 2. The difficulty's only 1, and this is for you because your plan was you're just gonna make sure you're looking good, and depending on how well you roll is how good you're looking, or if you get a messy crit, because I love messy crits to just make your beast take over. So let's see what you get.
And that's D10s, right?
Yeah, you're gonna be rolling 8 dice. Are you using the dice bot, or are you gonna roll your own dice?
I have dice.
Okay, cool. So 8 dice, and 2 of those are separate because they're hunger dice.
Okay.
And what you're looking for is anything, I believe it's 6, 7, 8, and 9. Those are successes. If you have 10s, they count. But if you have 2 10s, that's very important. That's a crit. And then you need to tell me. Well, let's see where you're at.
Okay. I have a 4. I have 2 4s.
Okay.
2 3s. I do have 2 10s. A 5 and a 9.
So that's 3. So the 2 10s will be a crit, which puts you to 4, and the 9 puts you at 5. My question for you is, was any of those 10s on your hunger dice?
I don't have a hunger dice, but it was the last 2. I just counted them as like the last 2 that I rolled.
Gotcha. So are any of those 10s? Good. Okay, cool. So here's what so if you'd messy crit, that would have been very different. Your beast would have taken over in your attempt to be pointed as you would. So you have chosen the right outfit, just judging by your costume decision tonight. Red is Ren's favorite color. You wore the perfect, like you make all the right choices in regards to your look tonight. So what that's going to do here is I'm going to give you +2 dice to any one roll when interacting with him. So you get to choose when that happens, okay? So you're going to be able to go like, okay, I'll let you determine. So it's +2 dice anytime. So you're at the door. Go ahead and narrate. You'll hear a... Well. Look at what the cat dragged in. Come on in. And as you walk by, I assume you come in.
Yes.
A yellow topic, intimacy. The character is going to get in your personal space. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Is everyone here no one have any problem with that? Because everyone here has to agree to our yellow topics. Awesome. So as you walk by in very, and less cartoonish, but in wolfish manner, kind of reminds me of the night we met. He shuts the door. I thought we weren't meeting till next week.
Well, something came up and I just couldn't wait to see you.
Well, thank you. So he's going to he takes his he takes his hand, slides it behind the back of your neck, and is very gentle in this moment. But the audience, unless you know that gentle for Ren quickly turns very aggressive. Well, I'm glad you called.
How are you?
Yeah. The hive is not as interesting as you are.
What?
And no one else smells like you do. Death and blood.
Was that your favorite scent?
Definitely.
Lydia's going to lean up and press a kiss to his cheek and sort of just like trail down his neck and like sort of gently graze her fangs, but not do anything.
Hold on 1 second here. Never mind. Give me a resolve plus. We're gonna do resolve plus composure check. I'm gonna give you +1 dice right now, because you did make poor decisions in deciding to bite him last time, and that was kind of cool. So we're gonna see if you can resist that urge.
All right, how many dice in total?
So you're rolling 7 dice, and that's going to. But only 2 of them are hunger. If you're using your die roller, the last 2 will be your hunger dice. You're only going to need 1 success. If you have no successes, then we'll worry.
I have more than 1 success.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah.
My last 6.
Your last what?
My last dice is a 6. The hunger dice? Okay.
Don't worry. The hunger dice only really matter if you get a 10 on them or if you have no successes and a 1.
Okay.
Those are bad. So you graze your fangs down his neck, and for a brief moment, you consider biting him, but you have business, and now's not the time to do that.
And I pull away and just kind of chuckle, just so tempting, but I do actually have something I'd like to talk to you about. If we can sit.
Sure. And almost in a comical sense, he almost sits like a dog in front of you. More playing to the joke than anything else.
I reach out and like run my hand hair, almost in a pat, but not quite.
Gotcha. Enough to play off the joke. What do you need, Lydia? No judgment. Tell me what you need.
Thank you. It might be a little bit much to ask, but I need a favor. My pack is becoming a bit suspicious of my whereabouts and why I sometimes come home smelling the way I do. I think it would be in my best interest to prove that what I'm doing is not going to interfere with our safety.
And Go ahead.
There's a function coming up. There's something very important that we are trying to acquire, and it's a bit hard considering the Camarilla has it. Long story short, we need a distraction.
Okay. And let me guess, that's me.
You say yes?
Well, I'll probably say yes. I just need a little bit more details. I have several ways I can cause a distraction. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the power going out, and 10 being no one leaves there alive, how much of a distraction do you need? I can't say that I provide it, but I just want to know what you're looking for.
Well, I do have quite a bit of a flair for the dramatic, but it might be overkill.
I like how everyone's doing the Price is Right kind of thing over here. Like 6, 7, no.
I'm gonna go with lucky number 7.
Okay. So what is it that... So there's something there that you want.
Mm-hmm.
You just want me to cause the distraction. So it's up to you, and I assume your pack mates, to acquire it.
Yes, out of my pack's safety and best interest, I cannot tell you what it is that we need. Just in case. There's
I'm
a lot
not too terribly worried about... He says with a bit of... he's being overly cute, as in he thinks that you may take this offensive, but he kind of knows you won't. My kind doesn't care so much what leeches want. So yeah, I can cause your little distraction. Just tell me where and when.
Mm-hmm. It's Sunday. Few days to prepare. I don't know, whatever time it is.
Yeah, you give him the details that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a friend of mine. We can cause a little bit of havoc. 7, I'm gonna let you know that includes a body count.
Well, those Cammy idiots aren't that valuable.
All right.
There are a few other things that we will be doing, but nothing set in stone. But I can trust that you're adaptable.
Yes. Don't worry, we will... If it's anywhere that your kind causes, it's easy for us to slip in and out.
I reach out and hold his face and just caress softly. My pet is just so good to me. I say jokingly.
Mm. I try to be. Don't worry, he says, standing up. I'm sure I'll find something you can do for me eventually.
There's lots I can do for you.
Lucky for you, I'm still alive. There's a howl outside. And it's a very sickly howl. You're gonna have to go. My friends are here. We have our own concerns to handle tonight, but don't you worry. I'll be there Sunday.
Thank you, Ren. And she leans up to kiss him.
He leans just, I'm going to say, if you don't mind, you'd go to do it gently, but if I should say, yellow topic, he is going to aggressively just all over your face. If that's okay. I feel like that's a very good, very good narrative. Just werewolf kiss on the face. There you go. Yeah. It's gross and terrifying and cute all at the same time. All right.
What?
Yeah. Exactly. It's a werewolf. What do you expect? Okay. So. Let's go ahead and cut back to the Haven. So we're all back. Lydia, you will arrive. I'm going to let them... So what I'm thinking is going to happen here is you guys can go ahead and... Let's say it's Thursday night. So Thursday night, we've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday's game day. And that's when things need to be set in stone. So what I'm going to have you guys do, you're going to role play and discuss your plan. Me as the storyteller, I'm going to listen and desperately prepare for next week. At any point in time, Lydia, that you feel is dramatically appropriate, go ahead and enter the scene. And then after that, I'll interject with some fun in a minute.
I have one question, Adam.
Yes.
Would it be feasible for us from the period of our last game? Was there a downtime action we could have used to maybe have acquired schematics of the Elysium, floor plan?
Let's go ahead and roll that. There's enough time. It's not a ton of time, but it's definitely enough for you to make some quick calls.
What do you need me to roll?
All right, let me check your sheet here. You know what? You have... Oof. Okay, so... I love it. Okay, so... Here we go. Oh, please be worried. Okay, so... On your own, you could just do a manipulation and politics check. And that's me being generous. You don't even have the status or you don't have influence. But you do have a Malwal, a mentor. That being said, before I go to Nova, because I think Nova's going to let me... You do have a sire named Mother that might be able to produce something for you. That being said, I'm not sure if you want to do that. While you're considering that decision, let's jump over to Nova, since Nova has their hand up.
Well, I was going to see if I could give, or if Nova could give some assistance, so to give Jamie an extra die on his roll, because being former Camarilla, she may have some idea.
I'm absolutely okay with you giving a +1 dice to Darcy just by you helping him and knowing that. Okay, so, cool. But that being said, so that would be a +1 dice, but you can add, I believe your Malwa is level 2. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it. Malwal? It's 2. So that would be 2 more dice. It's just up to you on whether you want to use it. And obviously it has a little bit more narrative implications.
So the question being is, because when we set up the sheet, I know I intentionally left that a little vague and up to you just for flavor and story. Is my Malwa, if I'm pronouncing that right, my sire?
Yes. That's what I'm deciding here. If that's all right. I mean, if you're like, man, that kind of sucks, I'm kind of like, well,
it does, but I don't want you to change it.
Gotcha. All right, gotcha.
It sucks, but it's the kind of suck I want to game with. So.
Oh my! Let's go. Oh wait, we don't need these. We don't need these chains on anymore.
If we're able to do the scene quick, because I don't want to take up a whole lot of time doing it, I'll call in that marker because I know she's.
So incidentally, Mother, just like you, can't answer the phone. It's a letter. So what I'm gonna say is, you kind of pull a card, knowing this is gonna come back to haunt you. And by haunt you, I mean we may literally get the person I would love to play Mother here in an episode in the future to potentially talk to you. That's if we can get it done. So knowing with the few episodes we have left, this may come back to haunt you. You may get through the season at not, and if we do a season 2, oh, you bet your ass it will.
Okay. So I'll play that card realizing that I have a credit that could be called due later on.
Yes.
All right, I'll do that then.
Sound like tons of fun. Darcy, you are at Hunger Dice 2. Do you want me to do the app? Or do you got it there?
I can... Tell me how many dice I got to roll.
Gotcha. So if you were doing a manipulation politics, that puts you at 5. The extra one from Nova plus the 2, that puts you at 8 dice. 2 of them are Hunger Dice.
So, gotcha.
6 through 9 are successes. 10s are a success as well, but you just let me know if you get pairs of them. And then we get through our business there.
Okay. So I have 4 successes on a Hunger Dice, and one is a 10 is on a Hunger Dice, and a 10 is on a normal dice.
Oh, yes, I love it. Yes. All right, so that is at least... So if you have 4 6 through 9s, right?
Yes.
Totally. And then you have 2 extra 10s somewhere here.
Well, 2 of those successes out of the 4 were 10s. One was a Hunger Dice. So
that puts you at 6 successes. That is a messy crit. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, and then after I say that I love it, now I'm like, fuck, I got to come up with an answer on how this happens. All right, so you're looking for the schematics.
Blueprints, anything that they would have to turn in for a permit on that place, something along those lines.
So we're going to say here, narratively, here's what's going to happen. This happened in the past, okay? So this is not happening at this moment.
Okay.
So you went and spoke to a few mortal associates, things like that. You ran into a couple of roadblocks at first. So that's when you play the mother card. And this is not mother, for those that are watching, there's Mother Lillian, and then there's the mother of the Black Angels. While Mother Lillian is terrifying, the mother of the Black Angels is terrifying in their own way. Invokes the fear of God in anyone. So you find the Order of the Saint Blaze, the essentially an order of ghouls and humans that are loyal to the Sabbat. You go there, knowing what this is going to cost you in the future, and at every moment you run into a couple frustrations. Oh, illustrious master, it is owned by the Camarilla. We cannot. And you just, after hearing all these roadblocks, you don't care. You get a hold of one of these ghouls, snarl at them like, I don't care. You will find it, or I so help me. And then you turn into this, like, you almost speak as mother for a second, as in like, God will find you in your darkest moment, and you will pray for his help, and he will leave you there to die and condemned to the cold, dark torments of hell. And you just like toss him to the side, like, bring me what I want. And today is that day. And when I say you have enough information, as in like you literally know where they store the toilet paper and how many current rolls of toilet paper they have. You know this place. You know where you have a strong inkling of where everyone is going to be. Elysiums have been held here before. And your character doesn't know this, but it's almost like there's an infiltrating agent of the Black Hand that works there. But you don't know that. You just got a lot of info. So
can I voluntarily take a stain right now? Because I feel like if Darcy had to reach into that dark place that he's been trying to out the back of his mind, he would feel that would make him upset. That would make him feel unclean if he had to reach back to where that thing that he left behind. So I want to voluntarily take a stain for that one.
Sounds good. I like it. And if we'll see, we've only got a couple episodes left, but if I can squeeze in some more drama, I will. And if we do season 2, there's always season 2.
Yes.
All right. So we get to the Haven that night. You have because specifically you're a Lasombra, they don't give you like a jump drive or anything. Everything's printed out in front of you. You've got it. It's all there. To the point that it's a little slightly overwhelming. You're just like, oh, okay. You have receipts going back to the 1950s. You didn't need that, but you did just scare that guy with his immortal soul. So he gave it to you. So we will say, Darcy, you were at an old Victorian desk in your guys' home. More papers than you know what to do with. Let's jump over to Maya. Maya, what are you doing this night?
Good question. Well, she knows that she's expecting company at any point. Doesn't know when that company's going to arrive, though she did give a very weird specification as to what she typically does. Probably just kind of preparing for that.
And how do you prepare for that? I'm just, if you can give me a hint. If you're like, my character knows better how to deal with potential murderers showing up, I can take that as an answer. But I didn't know if you had something specific.
Make sure the ghoul dog, Zul, is away, because if he jumps out, he's probably going to die. And then Mother Lillian will be upset. And then she's going to tear off her face, and we don't want that. So
never good.
Basically making sure that, like, there's not going to be a trickle-down effect for when this person shows up.
All right. Nova, what are you doing?
I think I'm just laying on the couch and just being like, okay, hear me out. What about smoke bombs instead of actual bombs? Yes? No? It's not literally blowing anything up?
We don't have to breathe, darling. That doesn't matter.
But it's like Sailor Moon when Sailor Mercury uses her bubble powers and creates that mist. No one can see it. You don't know what I'm talking about. Okay.
This only in this stream is there a Sailor Moon reference in the Sabbat. Excellent. And I feel like that's a perfect moment for Lydia to walk in during the Sailor Moon moment. And I will give you guys just a few minutes to roleplay to yourself before I drop the smoke bomb, as it were.
Well, first off, a smoke bomb is not a terrible idea. I mean, it would obscure vision. Even if we're not breathing, it would be hard to see in such a thing and would sow a certain amount of confusion. But what the fuck is a Sailor Moon?
Okay, so Sailor Moon is the reincarnation of Princess Serena, who is the princess of the moon. And on Earth, she and her friends are the Sailor Scouts, and they each have powers.
What movie is this from?
No, it's a manga, which is Japanese comics kind of, but it's a lot more like narrative. And then it was turned into an anime, and there's actually like a musical, and there are movies.
Lydia walked in as this is going. It's like, I've got the help that I promised.
Oh, thank God, a distraction. You have the help? What help?
Yeah, I do. Yes,
What exactly are they going to be doing?
Causing a distraction.
Well, that's delightfully vague. What does that mean?
Well, I told him about to adapt to what we are doing because, you know, that's still up in the air. There's something to do with scouts and moons. I'm not really sure.
No. Just tell us what's going on with you, and then we'll get back to your plan, Nova.
Yes. So whatever we're doing, he will adapt to. But to cause mayhem is essentially the plan. Level 7.
Well, level 7 mayhem. Now, what exactly does that entail?
There might be a body or two.
Well, as long as it ain't us.
No.
I thought we didn't leave bodies. I thought we turned into ash. Wait, do different vampires die differently?
Sweetheart, this is not Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I don't know anything.
That's okay. Yes, we leave bodies.
Okay.
Depending on age.
Yes,
Okay.
depending on age. You have to be really, really, really old to just ash.
Okay.
The point being, there may be some deaths that are not us.
That is perfectly fine.
I will stay with this.
I would like to state this for the official record.
Mhm.
We are facilitating, either through omission or commission, the desecration of an Elysium. Now, we all have to be keenly aware of that, and we all have to be accepting of the consequences should they arise. An Elysium, regardless of sect or clan or age, has been sacred to our kind for time immemorial. Now, admittedly, we could get away clean with it. No one ever know we was there. But I want everyone to be keenly aware of the fact that if we get caught, we could be kissing the sunlight.
Well, that's part of my input in this. Is I plan on making everyone look very different.
Everybody? I thought you were just going to do Nova.
If we did everybody, there's a less of a chance of anything happening to our pack. I'd rather take no risk.
Well, that's a good idea. No, go ahead, darling. What you got there, Honey Peach?
Just I assume if we all would like to be there, it would greatly help us in the long run to be indistinguishable.
I agree.
The main factor may be
There's a knock
not
at the
having
door.
invitations.
Are we a company?
I'm not.
I don't have anyone who's coming over.
I don't know anyone.
I didn't expect a knock. And she goes up to go answer the door.
Everybody's like, I don't know what's happening. Oh, I didn't expect her to knock. Wait, what?
I do. Nova's my favorite though. I don't know anyone. They're all dead, I think.
Nova just counts everybody in the room. Like
Everyone's
It's
here.
that Friends episode.
All right, and with that, you open the door. And there is a pale woman, I guess we'll call it, standing there, dressed as I have transitioned over. We should all be able to see what no one will necessarily know its name, their name, his name, her name, whatever. It stands in the doorway. And I will let you begin, Jace. You're muted. You're muted, though. It happens to us all, don't worry.
I'm here looking for Maya.
That would be me.
And who
Would you like to
exactly?
come in? She'll open the door wider and motion.
Ma, you got somebody you need to introduce to us?
She walks in very slowly.
I believe this is De Winters.
You
That's
believe correctly.
Close the door behind her.
And who
Lock it.
exactly is that? And why are you inviting them here without addressing that to the rest of the family?
I didn't really invite them. Which
Oh,
is why I
that's
said
the
I did
problem.
not expect them to knock at all. But De Winters is a member of the Black Hand.
So with that, Darcy, you have heard slightly of De Winters as a very prolific and dangerous Black Hand member. In a small way, it's almost its own celebrity. De Winters looks however De Winters wants to look. That is not its name. It is simply its code name, what is referred to. And if the rumors are true, all of you are in a great deal of danger.
All right, Darcy would take a slightly defensive stance. Because of the stain earlier, he looks a little bit less humane, but now his teeth are out, and he's kind of like, and exactly what do we owe this honor?
You can put your fangs away, darling. If I wanted to kill you, you would be dead already.
Nova is currently questioning everything she knows about herself.
I'm here because Maya has been asking about someone. Someone that I used to know.
Used to. Well, I try not to mix pack business with hand business, but I did expect them to show up. Probably not right this second. We didn't have an appointment, actually, but I guess we'll talk in a side room or talk here. Which would you want to do?
I would very much like to know what's going on and if we are in danger.
You are not, as far as I'm aware.
Mother will put her hand on Zool and just try and get him to heal because she knows that as soon as she bristles, the dog's probably going to attack. So she's just going to do that preemptively.
Well, please, De Winters, avail yourself of one of our side rooms. We have several. You can speak without observation.
Indeed.
Unless you wish to make this public at all. I can't control what you do, obviously.
I assumed you had made your pack aware that you were looking for the Reckoner. Otherwise, I would have come at a different time.
No, as I said, I typically don't get them involved in hand situations.
If you're looking for the Reckoner, and I know about it, they're already involved in the situation.
Fair enough.
It seems like we're all up to our nipples in this now, so...
Yep. So the Winters is a friend of a person I'm seeking called the Reckoner. He is an elder of the Banu Hakim, as I've heard from another contact. My dominion was dragged into a void by extra-dimensional creatures and died. My dominion was also my sire, so I feel a type of way about it. He gave me my last orders before vanishing to oblivion to find the Reckoner and tell him that the demon still sings. She says that looking towards the Winters.
That is the exact phrase that your sire told you to tell the Reckoner.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what it means?
No, that's what I've been looking for this entire time. For at least a year. Do you know what
The Reckoner... Yes. The Reckoner is an ancient Banu Hakim. That is true. I knew him when he was not ancient. The Reckoner is not someone who can be talked to easily. His existence currently is to be a reckoning and nothing more. You may find it difficult to find him, and if you do, try to get out that warning, because it may save your life. Have you heard anything about the demon that your sire was referencing?
No.
Anyone called the Stranger?
Yes.
What do you know about the Stranger, and where have you heard about it?
I have not heard much. I believe Nova might know more.
So Nova, you now suddenly have the attention of De Winters, who looks at you with alien, unfeeling eyes. While everyone else is inhuman and monstrous, this thing that looks at you looks like it would. While Mother might coddle you and wrap you in a warm, fleshy blanket, you feel as if De Winters would rip out your tongue and peel your skin back just to watch you blink.
Love that.
So you now have its attention.
I maybe have. I don't know how relevant it is. Assume I know nothing. You'd be correct. He Is it Maya, the guy with the cowboy hat?
The guy with the cowboy hat.
Okay, so everything is strange to me, so I just want to make sure I'm talking about the right strange thing.
Fair.
He says he is a gangrel. He says his name is Solomon. But the way he talks makes it sound like he knows a lot more than maybe your average K-Knight would. Namely about me. And I don't really know what that means.
I'm going to take a quick second to remind everyone about that piece of back that you have.
Oh yeah, Mother is
If you
just
want
waiting
to
for a
bring that
second.
up. Gotcha. Okay, I'm just...
Yeah, I was waiting for...
Baby
Someone
has back,
finish.
and baby has two pieces of back.
Mother's just going to grab Zool by the collar and take him out of the room. Come back.
With the
this, with the back, indeed. He's like, do you know anything about this? And just offer it up, not lay it on you or have you touch it, but just hold it out for you.
So when De Winters takes a look upon it, unlike the rest of you, when you see this glyph that you almost spew out something, De Winters is able to hold back. And I will let De Winters decide what they will do with it.
De Winters recoils instantly. Where did you get this? And why did you keep it?
This was on Simone's back. She handed it to me and said this was the only way to protect us. She literally peeled it from her own back.
De Winter's question, I know that wasn't in your a little bit of your advice, is protect you from what? What do you need protecting from? Is a question you might be considering.
That I might be considering?
Yes. So from what you know by looking at the glyph, if someone says this is what's going to protect us, considering what you know about it, like what the?
I was about to be like, what the fuck? That's not. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Well done.
No, you're good. Whoever told you that this would protect you is either a liar who wants to kill you or is stupid and going to get you killed. At which point, De Winters will take it from you if you allow that to happen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop this big bad thing, no.
All right. Darcy will put his hand out. He'll grab it and he'll be like, if you don't mind, I think we'll hold on to this for a little bit longer.
So as you grab it, if De Winters already has their hands on it, they will essentially turn it into liquid, a puddle of flesh and blood.
Let's go ahead and have you guys roll off here.
That's
Darcy.
what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah, Darcy, because we'll have Darcy roll here first. Darcy is going to. This is going to be more quick because you're trying to get it out of De Winter's hand before De Winters does any bullshit, which De Winters is going to try some bullshit. We're going to have you do dexterity and brawl. I could take potentially No, you don't want larceny. That's fine. Dexterity and brawl. Let me check your things here. I don't see any powers that will help you. You could blood surge, which is essentially to use a V20 equivalent. Spend blood to get more dice, if you wanted.
It'd be a rouse check.
Yeah. I'm just
explaining the system.
Oh yeah, thank you. No, yeah. So in a V20, in V20 they call it blood, or rather, in V5 they call it blood surge. In V20 or previous edition, it would be spending blood to temporarily increase your stats. In V5, it's just you make a rouse check, which anytime you make a rouse check is like spending blood for those that are new to the V5 system. So
tempting the beast.
yeah, so you would spend a blood to get +3 dice to your action, but
So
it's up
before
to
I
you if it's
spend,
worth it.
how many dice do I have?
You
So
only
you
have you only have 3 dice.
Oh,
You are not you're not the fisticuffs guy. You're actually
Rouse?
yeah, rouse check. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a rouse check. You're rolling 1d. You're just rolling 1d10, and you
All
want
right.
6 through 10.
I did not make that.
Okay, Darcy, your hunger. So all that does is increase your hunger. Still goes off. So your hunger is now 3, and you
Gotcha.
get. So now you are rolling 6 dice, 3 of which are hunger dice.
This is gonna be just terrible.
I mean, you know, I've seen people roll really well on these, because all you need is like a couple of 10s and it just rockets this.
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. None of them are 10s, I assume.
No.
All right. De Winters, your dexterity is 4. Your brawl is 5. Yes, I believe. Let me double check here. What you're still, yeah. You are a murderer. Hold on here. You guys hear my cat meowing in the background?
Yeah.
Great. Oh, it is singing the song of its people as it was doing at 5 a.m. No, you don't have that. I'm trying to see here. You know what? We're going to have you... I'm just going to roll for you real quick, Duranters. We're going to have you roll to rouse. So there you go. All right, so you were rolling 14 dice. So, yeah. That being said, your hunger is 3 and the difficulty is 1. Hopefully I did this right. Boom. You have a critical. Okay, so you have 6 successes, or 7 successes. So he goes to pull it, and with inhuman alacrity, you yank it out of his hand, and then you melt it into goo.
Yep.
So
Horrible liquid bloody goo.
now, if that being said, if you all want to get a little bit more ornery and or do stuff, does anybody wish to do anything that De Winters has done that?
I would just like to stare at it and be like, oh, that's never coming out of the carpet.
Gotcha. It is not, in fact, coming out of the carpet.
We'll get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So-
Some other. Go ahead, Darcy. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, just for effect, I'm gonna use a little of my oblivion to darken the room a touch, and I'm gonna get just step right up here in her grill, not make any other aggressive movements besides that, but just get right here and just be like, that was terribly unkind of you, because that belonged to us.
Hey, De Winters, I'm gonna send you an idea. Check your phone real quick here.
Lydia would like to just gently place her hand on his bicep and give a little squeeze. Just come now, Darcy. Where's your manners with our guest?
You don't have to take my advice.
And if he looked back at her, she will just with eyes just be like, please
What
don't.
would Sailor Moon do?
De Winters is going to, with Jamie's permission, cup his face with their bloody hand. That belonged to the stranger, a 10,000-year-old vampire who you would summon by uttering its name. You should be thanking me.
I have a question.
I do too.
Great.
Take Lydia's advice, I'll back off.
I'll pat his arm and then step forward, not in De Winter's space or anything. But yes, thank you, Nova. It has to pertain to you. I'm sorry. How have you seen this creature? You know who this is.
You didn't think to mention it to anyone else?
I'll defend her to say that she didn't know what she was looking at.
Okay, which is great. That's fine. I'm not blaming her or anything, but you have seen this ancient being whom we want to call when looking at this
Just in dreams, correct?
and yet he has made it himself known to you, and I think that deserves answers.
Where did you meet him?
You're presuming that she met him rather than it found her.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think.
Well, I mean,
No
even
one-
then, why? What is his purpose?
You assume I know things. I literally know nothing.
I'm looking at De Winters when I
Oh.
said,
Your
Its
sire was
purpose-
put to death for infernalism?
Mine?
I do believe so.
I honestly don't even know what she was put to death for anymore.
Oh God. Okay, I have to interrupt real quick. So I was making a roll, not breaking the role play. You're making a resolve plus composure roll, Nova. However, you have a bestial failure right now. I didn't know if you.
That.
I didn't know if you.
love that.
I didn't know if you wanted to spend a willpower right now.
I do. I
Okay.
do.
All
I
right.
do.
I figured you did.
I would rather not lose my shit right now.
All right, you now have one success, so you're good.
Hey, great.
Yeah, that I was just like, I feel the need to interject right now. So, what that is though is now that De Winters has brought up, now that you're like, okay, these things that I've seen, I'm being told that it's an ancient vampire. I've seen
really
these strange.
good dancer.
Yeah, for a moment, your brain, you're starting to, you're trying to think, like, wait, what's happening? I don't know what's going on, and then.
I'm sorry. Why do I keep getting failures when I'm trying to think about things?
I don't know. You're an artist. You're an artist and a dancer. No one pays you to think.
When did you dance with them?
He was at the S spot.
He was at the goddamn S.
What?
Did you not see him? That's how I knew that you didn't find me by accident. He told me.
what?
I watched you the whole night.
Well, then you saw him wearing his cowboy hat.
De Winters, this all seems extremely familiar to you.
No. No,
Okay,
I didn't
well,
see
how-
anyone in a cowboy hat, darling.
Okay, well, that doesn't make sense because he was also at Elysium when I was there and people saw him. They talked to him. So, what are there? Oh, yeah. No, he's not a Nosferatu. And what is the psychics weren't psychics? Malkavians. They can turn invisible too. So maybe he did that? Nope. Cool.
She's
How did you
referencing
interact with
obfuscate.
him?
I am referencing obfuscate.
Obfuscate.
Lydia turns back to De Winters. I'm sorry for the edge, but we would like answers.
If the stranger spoke to you and found you and said that he had come there to seek you out, or implied such, or knew who you were prior to your meeting, you are in an inconceivable amount of danger.
What if he just thinks I'm pretty?
It's a 10,000-year-old monster. It doesn't think you're pretty.
You don't know his type? Their type? I'm
It thinks
everyone's
you're
type.
pretty,
On the
like
contrary,
I
De
think you're
Winters.
pretty.
On the contrary, De Winters, you know exactly its type.
It thinks you're pretty, like I think you're pretty. A pretty little toy who is very young and easy to manipulate and play with. It thinks of all of you as exceedingly young, tiny little children who it is going to play with like toys until it is done and kills you all if you get the best case scenario. Because killing you is in fact the best case scenario.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did you come here to berate and belittle us, or was there a greater purpose to this?
The greater purpose is to not die, I think.
I came to see why Maya was asking about the Reckoner, because asking about the Reckoner is dangerous. And I haven't seen him in quite some time, so I was looking for him myself.
And it just happened to cascade off into other unsettling information.
Everyone's phone everyone who has established a bot member, except for you, DeWinters and Nova, your phone will go off. It just vibrates, and it is a coded message from the bishop. And it essentially says, its code is meet now, emergency. And it has like the location where you will meet.
So I don't get the message?
Yeah, so DeWinters, the average Sabbat city, its going-ons are kind of cute to you. So that being said, everyone's phone going off does get your attention.
You're too important to get the message. Well, that's fantastic.
Apparently, we've been summoned by the bishop.
Am I
Did they say
invited?
why?
I didn't get the text.
You're not Spot yet, darling.
You're not true Sabbat yet.
Did they say why?
All it said emergency, and it gave us coordinates.
So you've seen the stranger, but you haven't seen the Reckoner, but you're looking for him and have some reason to believe he may be nearby.
Apparently. Isn't that right, Maya?
The Reckoner is probably not nearby.
Oh.
The stranger,
If
obviously,
the stranger
given.
is here, the Reckoner is coming.
Fantastic.
Is the Reckoner somebody that can help us in this situation, or is it just an entire pile of shit?
I don't know of any ancients of any bloodline that are out to do us a favor or help us.
I was going to say the same thing.
Before I say this, the Reckoner's my age, right? Like we're the same age.
A
He's
couple,
like 100 years older.
couple of centuries older than you, but not much.
I would not say that the Reckoner will help you. I would say that the Reckoner desires nothing more than to see the stranger dead, which would help you, but it would not be doing so for your benefit.
The enemy of my enemy and all that nonsense.
I agree.
Yes, Nova.
I have a question, and it's a multi-layered question.
You're treading on thin ice, darling, so make it good.
If someone needs a snack.
Yeah, I'm a little hungry, but that does not presently
No.
fix any problem we have. So what's your question?
So question, part 1. Is the stranger actually a gangrel?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, I guess not if they're that
I
old, they
do
can learn
not
everything.
believe that it is. That was not on the top of my list of suspects.
Okay. So I've also been having a lot of dreams. It's fun. About a guy in a hood who keeps telling me I'm not supposed to be seeing him. And at one point he had a baby. And then the baby turned into a kid with no face and tried to fight him and then failed. Could the stranger be putting that in my head for one reason or another?
Do I recognize any of what she's describing?
No. you don't know what she's talking about, but the answer is, could the stranger put it there?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
I just want to make sure I didn't actually know what it was.
Yeah.
The stranger could absolutely be causing you to dream of whatever it wants you to dream of.
I would love to hear more about these dreams you're not telling us about, but there's an emergency.
All right.
Yes,
So
we should go and see what that is. With both of them in town,
Oh.
we may have. Let me.
That's fine. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we started a little bit later. We're going to go ahead and take a quick 10-minute break. We have learned that perhaps there are greater forces at work, which I'm sure we all suspected. One reason or another. A little bit more about the stranger, a little bit more about the reckoner. There's an emergency. I wonder what it could be. All with this, the idea of that the fragment that all of you have been sent after is just supposed to be found a couple days away. But then again, is any of that true? Is it all a ruse? Are one of you, in fact, the stranger, pretending to be something else? Who knows? Who knows? We'll see when we get back. That being said, guys, we'll be back. Yeah, we'll be back in about just a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody so it doesn't get awkward. See you guys here in just a little bit. Okay, and we're back. Sorry, we're a little late. My first time using the moderator commands to ban people or bots, so I had to look up how to do that. So
No
welcome.
bot.
Yeah, we don't like bots here. Trying to get us to buy followers. Hey, there's enough of you here to have for us to have a good time entertaining you. Like I said, we would probably play this tabletop game without you, just maybe a little less lights in our face. That's, I think, might be one of the main differences. And I had a pretty tough day today at work, so I might not have dressed up this nice, but you know, this is how I always look. The other day I went to the doctor and I was dressed kind of like this or something or other, and they were like, "Oh, where are you going today?" I'm like, it's a day that ends in a Y. I always dress like this. So there we go. So that being said, welcome back, everyone. Let's go ahead and get back to it. The pack plus their apparently ancient or elderly new acquaintance De Winters are heading to the prearranged location. We're going to go ahead and do the, this is the Sabbat. I like cliches. It's absolutely the meatpacking plant where, Blade happens, because that's where all Sabbat things happen, because, it was awesome. So that's where you guys are heading. You have a message of an emergency. You guys are a little bit, I don't want to say, you're not fashionably late, but you are one of the later's arrival. There's probably about two dozen other Sabbat here before you guys even get here. So yes, no, you get.
Individual
Yeah.
spot.
The individual Sabbat, so not like 2 dozen packs. Holy shit, that would be massive. So there's about 24, 25, give or take. There's probably someone obfuscated in the corner. That might be a ghoul. Who's gonna check right now? And that's not including the bishop. So you guys come in there like everyone is here. That being said, a lot of Sabbat don't like being pulled out of their business and some bishops command. But the bishop is not exactly known for, as you guys remember at the S-Bot, it was more of, hey, if you want some extra work and get some extra points from the diocese, come talk to me. He doesn't order. Yes, Nova.
So Nova is kind of towards the rear of the pack because she knows she's not true Sabbat. So she's not trying to draw attention to herself, but she definitely is looking for a cowboy hat.
Ah, gotcha. I didn't plan on that, but I like that idea. Let me think real quick, Nova. Let's see if you roll good.
Okay.
Let me look over here. Let me take a look here. You have Sense the Unseen. Why not? Let's just roll. I just want to see what happens. Why not?
I don't have my sheet up,
Winters
so
is
you
looking
just need
for
to tell
it
me.
too.
Do you need Sense the Unseen?
De Winters is looking for it too. I do want Sense the Unseen.
I'm looking for it too. But I'm also looking for my other friend.
Gotcha. So, all right, De Winters is just... Well, we'll get to you in a second, De Winters. Let's go ahead and get to... it's going to cost you a Wits and Aspects check for you, Nova. And that is for you currently 4 dice. Your
Great. Half of
hunger.
those are hunger.
Yes.
Forgot to die. Well, damn it. I'll
That
think of it
being
later.
said, I have seen people, the few times I've run a V5 game with particularly powerful characters, I have seen someone beat a pretty awesome
Yeah.
check before.
Yeah. If this
So,
character is who I think it is, I'm gonna do a rouse check
yeah.
to give me an extra die.
So you don't, rouse only does the physical actions?
Oh, okay, then
So,
never mind. 'Cause I failed,
blood
so-
surge. Gotcha. So you failed. Just no successes. All right, cool.
Well, no, if it's for a physical, this is not a physical.
Oh, you're making a rouse check. Yeah, okay, cool. Make your roll then. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you. So those of you, if you're watching, wondering why Nova has some idea what's going on, what I'm performing for you guys here, or running these people through, some of them have been through bits and pieces, but I'm kind of reimagining the Chronicles with some update that I ran when I was a teenager. So don't let my baby face fool you. That was a while ago. So some of these have had characters pop up here and there. All right, so is that a 3 or a 6? 3. Okay. This is sign language 6. So my brain goes, that's a 6. Wait. All right, 3 successes.
9, 10.
Yeah. Let's go ahead here. I'm going to have DeWinter's roll real quick. I'm just going to roll for you, DeWinter's. You're not... your Auspec's roll isn't particularly amazing, so...
Being shit is not necessarily my fault.
Yeah. Auspex doesn't
I'm
do
looking
ag.
anyway.
Oh, wait. Oh, hold on here. I forgot the space.
Mother doesn't
But I'm
have.
looking for both of them, to be clear. Like,
All right.
Back.
All right, there we go. All right, well, you've got 2 successes, so not much better. You could... Do you want to spend a willpower, DeWinters? So what that'll do is you get to re-roll up to 3 dice, if you wanted.
She got 3 successes as well.
3 successes and margin of 2. I just didn't know because they have 9
Okay,
dice. I didn't know if you wanted to re-roll.
yes. Can I, really quick? I knew that Uriel's in town, right?
Yes. Yeah, you will see Uriel here in a hot second.
Okay, because I was gonna add, like, I'm looking for those 2 and then also Uriel.
Gotcha. Well, Uriel's not going to be invisible here.
Well, that's
All right.
a hell of a drop. All right.
Ooh, you know what? You have 6 successes. Now I get a roll for the monster.
I didn't want to see it. I don't want it to be here.
Gotcha.
Out of character, but in character as my other character. Don't talk about my fiance like that.
Oh, okay, hold on. See, I keep hitting the wrong stuff here. Sorry, guys. Sorry, audience. Sorry. It's what happens when I use a bot. It's so much nicer sometimes, and then other times I miss stuff, and then... All right, let's try it here. Ooh! Ooh, I'm going to willpower because I don't want to be seen. Let's see. Do I get beaten? Do I get beaten here? What just happened here? Okay, that willpower jacked me up to 9 successes. So you do not see anyone that has a particularly ridiculous check. So there we go. You're looking for someone else to... That other person is not here. So there we go. So you guys walk in. That being said, those that have done Sense the Unseen, you do see some other straggler Canaanites, Nosferatu, Malkavians, people who are trained in Obfuscate. The 2 of you, Nova and DeWinters, you're trained enough that you know that you have, like, these are like, oh, I've seen that guy. DeWinters, you're like, oh, if I saw you, you're not who I'm looking for, kind of thing. If it didn't take effort to see you, you're not who I'm looking for. Nova, you've seen him at the S spot. Nothing's out of the ordinary. Couple other things, though. The bishop is going to be up there, and they seem to have someone tied up to a metal pole. And I mean tied up, like, secure. Metal chains. He's been beaten, bloodied. DeWinters, you recognize this person as Uriel. No one else has any idea who this person is. Our Black Hand members. There are about a half dozen active Black Hand members here outside of the 2 of you. So...
Is this person tied to the pole a Canite?
By the extensive injuries they've sustained and the lack of bleeding, yes, it is most likely a vampire. So he is tied up, and your established character, the established Sabat, do not recognize this person, nor do you, Nova. De Winters you recognize. And there's a couple other, you guys come in here, it's almost like that like, it's going to be a bar fight, it's going to be an MMA fight or street fight. It was like, a lot of just cacophony of people cheering and craving violence. Armed with that, what do we want to do?
De Winters has a...
Oh, I'm sorry, De Winters. I'm sorry.
Of the dozen Black Hand members you said that I recognize,
Half dozen, but yes.
How many? Oh, half dozen. How many of them are those people that I think are going to do that thing?
The Banu Hakim, 4 of them.
Yeah, that's bad.
So I want to pull Nova from the back, wrap my arm around her, pull her close, be like, Nova, I'm going to ask you a question. What do you see right now?
Is this a trick question?
It's in a trick question. You tell me what you see.
I see a Sabat.
And what are they?
Also Sabat who don't want to be seen.
Hell, that's a... Yeah, probably. That's shallow. Go deeper. What do you see?
A dude tied to a pole.
Now, what makes you think he got himself there? What would you say was so bad that someone got tied to a pole? Now, mind you, I don't know myself, but I got my mind thinking a certain way. I want you to start thinking like this too.
Once you're done
around and found out.
He fucked around and found out.
Oh, no, what? That's a good answer. That's a good... But you know what you see out here? All these people yelling, this cacophony of noise and spittle and sound. You know what that is?
Crowd mentality?
Yes, actually, but don't ruin my point here.
Okay.
That's what happens when instead of fighting the beast, the two of you run side by side. Look at these people. They're free. They're reveling right now. Now, sure, you're right. To a certain degree, there's a mob mentality. That's because probably none of these people are packed up. They don't have the strength of their brothers and sisters in the Vaulderie, like I get from all of them, and you do as well. Now, they're wild. They're directionless. Now, we got purpose. But we ain't any less vicious than that. You see what I'm trying to get at here?
Yes.
Through
I
the-
shouldn't fuck around and find out.
Very good. Yes.
Oh, yes. We'll get you there, dog. Stand here
So
close and close to mom.
So while I appreciate this little training exercise in Sabbat morality, the person on that stage is the great-great-grandchild of the Reckoner. And if we are here when the bishop executes them, as I presume he intends to do, we will all be complicit in his death, which is not something that I would advise any of you to be.
So, as De Winters... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going to it. No, PCs are more important than what I have to say. So go ahead.
As to your theory as to why he's on the stage, I know, right? Like I know why, right?
You can quickly, know that Uriel's not a member of the Sabbat. So that is probably, yeah.
I would presume it is because he is an Assamite not loyal to the Sabbat and pissed someone off, and they don't know who he happens to be the great-great-grandchild of. Or they do, and they're an idiot. Either way, we need to leave soon, or free him. We need to not be here when he dies.
So Nova, bonus points to you. You were correct. He did fuck around and found out. Now, I ain't sticking my neck out and I ain't risking my pack for no non-Sabbat scumdog. So let's show the better part of discretion here and exit quickly before we become complicit.
No.
No? What do you mean, no?
Well, we need to find the Reckoner, right, Maya?
You don't need to, but I do.
Okay,
I do not
need
need to
she
risk the
needs
rest of
to.
you.
So if we save, I'm assuming the Reckoner super cares, because otherwise we wouldn't be complicit in his death. If we save this person, then are boons a thing in the Sabbat?
We don't deal in boons. Those are based on slavery. Now, we're known to do favors for people who help us out, but you don't understand. Let me put it in
You
perspective.
can't just go against the bishop.
But we
Let me
don't
put this in
have to go
perspective.
against the bishop. We
Nova,
can
I can throw
negotiate.
down, turn you into a corpse right now, and you know what everybody else here do? Not a thing, because you're not true Sabbat. And if he ain't Sabbat either, and we go up there and we try to save him, we forfeit our lives and our reputation. We forfeit everything.
But what if he could be true Sabbat?
He ain't.
But what I'm
is.
not, but I could be.
I
That-
have a
Somebody
better idea.
Maya,
That'll both
please.
accommodate Nova and Darcy. The Code of Milan, 13th tenet. All Sabbats shall support the Black Hand. Now, there are other Black Hand members here that could oppose that, especially if they brought him in. But De Winters, do you believe you can get him off of that pole?
Are you going to go try to claim him?
Do you mean, can I physically get him off the pole myself, or can I kill everyone in this room and get him off the pole? Because those are different questions.
I mean, politically speaking, given her position.
You're proposing she take him into custody.
Yes,
It's going to be mighty unpopular around here.
it will.
You
but
were ordered by your sire as a matter of the Black Hand to find the Reckoner, yes.
yes,
So then you have orders from a higher ranking Black Hand member to find the Reckoner.
Yes.
I.e., you have orders to question the great-grandchild of the Reckoner as to where he is,
Oh,
which would give you the right to take him into custody.
Darcy, what are your thoughts?
well, I had to say, I'd say it's a terrible idea. It'll cause political repercussions, us to lose face, reputation, and become probably one of the most loathed attacks in the city. Having said that, I put my faith in you a little while ago. And up to this point, you haven't disappointed me, although you have surprised me unpleasantly from time to time. Lydia, you think we can build our way back from this hole we're about to dig ourselves into?
Yes,
If this
Nova.
whole if this whole means that people are saved, our kind is saved from what's coming, then yeah, I think we can.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to give us that much credit, but maybe we bought a little positive karma with all those delightful trinkets we handed over to the bishop.
Nova.
So is Uriel old enough to leave a body or not if they die? I have
Do
a
I know
point.
that?
Not really. Your connection with the Reckoner after a certain point breaks
From a while
off.
ago, yeah.
Yeah, so oh, that's Uriel. I've heard about you. Oh, you know enough to convince me that you're his grandchild. Anything else, you know.
Well, it doesn't really matter if he'll leave a body. They got Schlotka, I'm sure, will come by and dispose of it presently.
Well, no,
Yep.
I mean, if we take them into custody, we can say, oh yeah, we'll kill them afterward. And if they leave ash, we just present them with ash. And if
No.
they
But
don't,
don't
We're not gonna lie about something like that. That's very,
And
very dangerous.
we're taking them into custody.
I have a better thought. Like I said, this is not a pack issue. This is a hand issue. This is the hand using their own authority to take this person into custody for questioning for a matter that could actually bring the entire Sabbat into danger. So there's nothing to do with this pack.
I agree.
Yeah,
I take him off of that stick.
but
I'm
if you
just trying
walk
to
up
make everyone happy.
by yourself, the
You
association,
won't.
the rest of your pack, regardless of your status as a Black Hand member, is going to be innate with these people. But I
you
have
won't
an idea. De Winters, if you were to back Maya's claim to take him into custody, it may be seen as beyond the pack's ability to say otherwise.
Yeah.
And if you were to do that, I would be willing to say that the Shadow Kings would owe you one, if you understand my meaning.
While I appreciate the intention, your pack owing me one is far less of concern to me as the potential information that that individual could have.
So will you back
if
the claim or not?
It'll work to your benefit if you do so. It'll work to both of our benefits, since you're also looking for the reckoner. Rather than just leaving
understand
him
that
to
my
die.
looking for the reckoner is more of a curiosity, and that curiosity became very dangerous once I found out that the stranger is also involved.
Oh, my apologies. I thought you were in it to win it.
Let me finish.
Realized you was going to turn tail as soon as things got difficult.
Darcy.
Well, I was about to say that I
Okay.
would happily accompany her up to the stage, but perhaps I should rescind my offer since you have presumed me a coward.
He's
This-
just a little hothead.
Would you prefer me kill the bishop and then frame you for it and leave
He
you
just
here
needs
to
his
move the
pack.
corpse?
Lydia's gonna take just Darcy like a few steps away. Just let's mingle.
Actually,
He'll pull
sounds like
Lid real quick and be like, tell Maya that we'll stand behind her regardless of whatever this De Winters wants to do. I'm sick of having these elders think they can push us around.
so.
And
While
he'll
you
just-
guys, oh, go ahead, Darcy. Sorry, go ahead.
He'll disappear into the crowd just to kind of go mingle with some of the movers and shakers like nothing's wrong.
So while you guys are having this quick conversation, just to update you on the crowd. So you've all assumed correctly, the bishop is kind of getting everyone into a frenzy that this this herald of Hakim, this prophet of Yul-Shurgi has come here from the mountain to spy on us, to enslave us to the Anti-Dullivan's will, and we have found him, you know. And he's going on, he's just whipping everyone up into a fury and a frenzy. De Winters is right. He intends to murder him in front of everyone. And that being, as you guys, not everyone has De Winters here to explain who this person might be. Whether or not they would listen is a completely separate concern in general. So the mob is having it. The bishop is hogging the limelight, essentially to win over loyalists, Sabbat, that don't like to listen to bishops and things like that. He is doing a good job. He is everyone's favorite demagogue right now. And I will let you go ahead, Darcy. And then we'll go over to Nova and then to Ember. I've got a lot of questions.
Well, this is something we haven't really brought up before.
Mm-hmm.
Are we playing with like the major political factions of the Sabbat as like a real thing?
They'll come up. How much they have They have not been the focus of this campaign so far, but they are still there. We've brought up the Black Hand, the Inquisition, the Loyalists. And so the political factions are more a background thing that kind of motivate things like this, where overall it's been about what's the fragment, what is it with Nova, and things like that. So, to answer, long answer.
To think about what our character's faction may be, but it's not something that's going to necessarily become, the center of attention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, think about that, play that up, but that hasn't been the focus up till now, clearly. So, in the last 3-4 episodes, I doubt it's suddenly going to be super important. Other than, it's important right now. Let's jump over to you, Nova.
Okay, so we're in a meat packing plant, yes?
Yes, very Blade-esque. You're at the beginning of Blade.
So it has an upper level with a sort of like catwalk
kind
of thing.
I love it, yeah.
So Nova's gonna be away from the crowd, sort of like up against the wall. She's still scanning the crowd with Sense the Unseen, but she's also gonna be scanning like the catwalk and the balconies just to see who else is here, taking note of their faces, who doesn't seem to be agreeing with the bishop, who looks like they shouldn't be here, period.
Okay. All right, and going over to you, Ember.
Okay.
Well, I want to hear what everybody's doing.
Yeah. Mother is going to turn to De Winters. Apologies for my packmate. Your assistance would be greatly appreciated in this matter so that we all don't meet our final death at the hands of another ridiculously old and apparently very dangerous entity.
As I said, I have everything to gain from ensuring that that individual remains alive, at least for the moment.
Okay, so, the bishop kind of riles everyone up to the apex of their energy, and he realizes if he delays this moment any longer, he's going to have less of an effect. So he picks up a large broadsword and is cheering everyone on. If this is the time to stop it, now it is, but this is also the time that it'll cause the most attention. So the question is, what do you do, and who does it?
Winters act first, or will Maya act first? I think the Winters is quicker, but Maya will just blink onto stage.
I like blink onto
follow if Maya does that.
All right, I like Maya just blinking onto the stage. Okay, so as he's there cheering with his, broadsword, it's more ostentatious than it actually is lethal. I mean, it would still kill someone, but anyone who's a sword expert would be like, "Oh, that thing's a piece of crap." But it looks really cool, and as he's cheering everyone up, Maya appears in front of him. And then that kind of makes everyone kind of fall to a hush as if you would just presume to be up there. And then De Winters, I assume, follows, willingly step on after you have said a sentence or two, Maya. So, as the bishop looks at you kind of like, the audacity of this bitch. That's what his face says. What do you say?
Good evening, Bishop. What's his name? Does he have a name?
Oh, I don't even remember if I gave this guy a name. Yeah, he's the bishop. Just call him the bishop, Mm-hmm.
Good evening, Bishop. I need to take him.
You need to take him?
Yes.
If you don't mind, he says, kind of levying the sword, I think we can take him right here.
No, he needs to be properly questioned by the Black Hand to know exactly the threats that he has brought upon us.
The Black Hand is interested in him. Oh, then why did we go through all of this? Why did you not already have him? What What is this? You just come up here. The entirety of the diocese is here to see justice be done, the war against the antediluvians and the elders, and you just swoop him off. Where is the satisfaction in that, Maya? Where is the satisfaction, he says, indicating, the mob. Where's the satisfaction for our fellow Canaanites? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have him roll real quick and just see how well he's doing at rallying everybody up. Because he might not do so well. Oh, yes,
I
go
have a
ahead.
kind of clever line to interject.
Oh, please go ahead. I love clever
related
lines.
To this.
Go ahead.
So, as he says, after he says that, I assume I show up and hear that. And then,
Yeah, you're there. Yeah.
if all you're looking to give them is a bloody show, I will happily oblige and make one happen. If you cause me to defy orders.
I love it. So Maya, what we're going to do here, we're going to have you roll some social checks here, and we'll give you a bonus here from DeWinters, because that was a good line. I like it.
I want to give her an extra bonus if I can. I want to start screaming from the crowd, kind of anonymously, if you will. What about the Code of Milan, the 13th tenet?
There we go. I'll give you a +1. I'll give you an extra +2 from DeWinters, because I feel like...
Darcy, you beat me to it.
I was going to say it too, so.
There we go. So we're going to do charisma plus... I feel like all you got is subterfuge there. So charisma, subterfuge, plus a total of 3 extra dice. You were rolling 7 dice with a hunger of 3. Do you need me to roll for you, Maya?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Jamie, Lydia is like holding on to Darcy's arm, just like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
He'll give you a look like, neither do I.
Woo! Okay, that is 4 successes. He's got 2. I think he's gonna spend a willpower because he's gonna look like a bitch in front of everybody. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, he's got 6 successes. Ooh, he ended up beating you there. Did you want to spend a willpower there?
Certainly.
Certainly. Okay. 6 successes. I like it. It's a tie. All right. So, excuse me. So, you guys are trading barbs, trying to win the crowd over one way or another. So, DeWinters delivers the line. Darcy, along with the rest of the pack, like, what about the Code of Milan, the 13th Tenant? And a few others do back up. Oh, I'm sorry, Lydia. Hey.
In very like Darcy Lydia tag team fashion, as usual, like spots and such, I would like to walk around to near some other like Black Hand people. Do I know who is Black Hand or not? Like, can I tell?
Outside your pack, it would be not. It would be unlikely. They keep it hidden.
Exception. No.
Yeah, they keep it hidden.
Well, I would at least like to.
That being said, your boyfriend. You met your boyfriend because he worked with the Black Hand. So I'm gonna give you a wild shot in hell. So I'm gonna roll here. And if it's really high, you might be able to recognize a Black Hand or two. If it's really low, no idea. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to roll for you here. Okay. Unfortunately, you were unable to recognize any Black Hand. So armed with that, has it changed your idea?
No, I would just like to kind of walk around to some of the more, the Canaanites who look like a little bit iffy on, like, they're not quite as, like, yeah, violence. They're like, oh, wait, what's happening? Kind of, and just be like, oh, is the bishop really going to go against the Black Hand's orders?
Okay. I think you should activate awe and do that, because awe will give you...
I was going to have our wonderful epic shit stirrers do the shit stirring.
Gotcha.
Havers.
So that's going to be for you. It's going to be a manipulation plus subterfuge check plus 3. Jesus. That is 11 dice for you.
Yeah.
And 2 of it are hunger. Do you need me to roll that for you real quick, Lydia? Or do you got it? You got it? All right, cool.
that is. So I have one. I will just tell you how many hunger die.
So you're gonna have you have 2 hunger dice.
Okay, so my last 2 die, which is the hunger die, are 10s.
Oh, great! I love it. Yes. Keep going.
I got 3 10s total, and I have 6, 7, and an 8, and the rest are lower.
All right, so that brings you a total of 8 successes. That is a messy crit. I love it, love it, love it.
Oh,
How? Okay, so that being said, okay, I'm trying to think of.
Snake eyes.
Well, I'm thinking of. So what's going to happen is here we have a messy crit. So the beast is going to come out, but you're kind of.
I'm a Slytherin
Yeah.
snake.
Oh yes, but oh no. Oh no, I like it here. Okay, hold on here. I've got to come up with a new pack, cause I like this here. I like this.
What? Oh
here.
no, Adam.
What?
What? Oh no.
Let's see here. We've got gotcha.
You got a messy crit on a social challenge.
All right, so there.
Put together the audience for the pack's name.
The Dead Man's Party. I already came up with a decent one. So there you go. So the Dead Man's Party.
Are they a bunch of pirates?
No. I was gonna call them Dead Man's Chest. There you go. No, but
Pirates are cool.
yeah. So that being said, you have just wandered over to like the loyalist of loyalist pack. The only way it could be even more ridiculous is if you'd have found the Black Angels themselves, but they're not here. So, incidentally, very much the serpent in the Garden of Eden. So, however, so you're successful, but the messy crit part is they have latched on to your idea. So now you are very successful at turning some of the crowd against the bishop, but everybody knows you did it. That being said, you now got about another half dozen dudes at your back. So we're going to say, let's see here.
Damn loyal.
Good job.
Jacob, the ductus of the pack. He's going to be a Bruja, of course. So he's going to be the loudest. So everyone knows that you've kind of started it, but you passed it off to a Bruja, and they have no problem being loud. So Jacob kind of gets up. He kind of, it's got one of the meat hooks, so he kind of pulls himself up on it. He's like, yeah, and I'm tired of you, thinking you run this place like a prince. Seen a little too much of your Ventru lording over us all. And then someone else is kind of, barbing back. And with that, a couple of the other Bruja are like, yeah. The Black Hand guys, those that who the Black Hand are, they're totally going with this new change. So the room quickly went from kind of even to now Lydia has very much stirred a call to action. So that being said, the room has gotten a little bit more tense. Yes, Nova.
What do I see on my investigation, if anything?
For a brief moment, especially as like the angers flare, you will see up in the scaffolding, shrouded in shadow for just a second, a shape. And it is watching all of this unfold. But then as someone steps in, in front of your view, very 90s horror movie-esque, gone.
Okay, give me a second.
So let's...
Don't want low.
Okay.
Strong narrative choices. I'm going upstairs.
All right, you're going to head
Going upstairs?
I'm going upstairs. I'm going to find the shadow. The dice have spoken.
The dice have spoken,
Oh,
all right.
So good.
All right, well, I'm watching her.
Gotcha, you're watching her. Sounds good.
I'm actually going to Sinzul after her.
Do I see her go upstairs?
Let's go ahead and roll for you real
We're on
quick.
stage.
You're on the stage.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't Nova. You were in the back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I was gonna say,
away from
I'm
the
on
crowd.
You're on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But if the Winters is on stage, they would be facing the crowd.
Possibly,
be-
yeah.
Well, Jesus fucking Christ. You just got 7 success, a messy crit there, De Winters. So while all this is happening, you have a detached view of this situation. You were watching young Sabat be young Sabat. And if your eyes could roll back in your head any further at this, of what's happening right now, you would just collapse. But as your eyes are rolling back in your head from this boring kind of like, you could kill half the people in this room before they would even blink. You see your eyes move over and you see Nova move. And you see, you'll see Nova look up, and you will look up and see the shadowy figure. Although, Nova has no idea what she's walking into. You do. The Reckoner is watching this situation unfold. And soon after that, he will vanish, and Nova is going upstairs to confront him. And that is probably that is a very, very dangerous situation to be in. That being said, you're in the middle of a political kind of escapade right here. So let's jump back over to you, Maya, as you are trying to keep control of the situation, save Uriel, and now De Winters is understand this situation is quickly deteriorating one way or another. Yes, before we start though, De Winters, yeah.
I know what I would like to do as soon as I see that happen, but let's let Maya talk first.
Cool. Go ahead, interrupt or say what you're doing once you feel like it's at a juicy moment, because all this is happening simultaneously. So, go ahead, Maya. So now up there, the bishop, he's there. He's got the sword and you're lording over us like a Ventru prince. He's kind of levels the sword at Jacob. He's like, essentially, this rabble-rouser here would rather us run around and burn the city to the ground than actually strike at the true heart of the Antedolvans. It takes structure and freedom, so he's kind of playing the moderate approach. Maya, what do you do?
Bishop, do you really wish to defy the Code of Milan? It's a plain yes or no question. Will you be defying the Code of Milan tonight?
No. He puts the sword down. Not tonight.
Very
Only
good.
because I respect it. And he turns over looking at Jacob. Unlike the others here, who would simply leave this city a burning heap if I let them wander about. You all claim your freedom, but you do not know the responsibility of it, he says, directing at the dead man's party.
Bishop, you were just endorsing killing this man despite me saying that the Black Hand will have him. You have only changed your decision once I asked you the question flatly. So I do not care about your little political squabble here. We're going to take him now. Is that okay?
You do that, Maya. You take him from here.
She will go over to the pole and untie.
Gotcha. The Uriel will kind of collapse into your arm as he is completely crippled. What do we do now?
So, as she walks away, I'm going to look at the bishop, and I'm going to lean in really, really close. If you would like to remain a bishop, you should remember that you are only a bishop. And then I'm going to poof upstairs.
Gosh. All right, then you're going to poof upstairs. Yes, mother.
Mother Lillian's going to go towards Maya as quickly as possible because she can do the Healy thing.
Gotcha. Let's go over to Lydia and Darcy. What are you two doing?
Darcy has
Lydia,
something.
would you like to go first?
Oh, I thought Darcy had something to say.
Seeing an opportunity right now, Darcy steps out in front of everybody, but without getting on the stage, and he'd be like, "Brothers and sisters, Have we not seen now that the bishop does in fact respect the Code of Milan? And although he may be privy to the depredations of his blood, he has risen above them in respect to both Cain, the regent, and the Raite, by respecting the Black Hand and the 13th tenet of the Code of Milan. Does he not yet hold your respect? Does he not yet prove that above the tyranny and depredations of elders in the Camarilla, we stand united in our freedom and our democracy, knowing the responsibility that each one of us must bear? He had his desires to kill this creature, but knowing that he must, in fact, by the laws that bind him here, as the laws that bind us all, he has given him up to the proper authorities. Does that not buy your respect? Does that not build the bond here in the Sabbat?
I love
Praise
it.
Cain!
Praise
Praise
King.
Cain.
I'm gonna roll for you real quick, Darcy. Is that all right?
Knock it out.
All right,
Um,
boom.
Real quick, Lydia would just, as he's like giving that speech, would like to go up and like proudly like take his arm and just like they make a good power team.
Gotcha. There you go. I'll give you a +1 here. Let me roll one more here. V. Oh,
I like how 1 second you guys are like, fuck the bishop, and then the next second you're like, praise the bishop. Yeah.
But I
Hey,
think
opportunity knocks
that's
on
called
the
politics, sweetheart.
Social
Politics.
damage control.
All right,
Yep.
so you have 5 successes. Between it's not a crit, but it's 5 successes. So what I like what's happening here is, you guys are doing a good job of playing the line right here.
Yep.
You embarrass the bishop, but now you're making him look good. Up. So that being said, Nova,
Yep.
you are upstairs.
Uh-huh.
And what do you do?
I am. I don't know if this is the right word, but I'm blanking on anything else. Respectfully approaching the shadow.
Well, you cannot see the shadow right now. You're upstairs where it
Oh.
was.
Gotcha. Sentient scene is still up, so I can't see it.
Indeed, I'm being narrative since you're looking for trouble. So,
I'm not looking for trouble.
gosh,
Point that
well,
out.
you found it, but go ahead.
But aren't you?
So she's just gonna. I don't know how to describe it, but she's just gonna like lean forward like that. That sort of like I'm looking for something that isn't there, and she's like, "Excuse me, are you still up here?"
You will hear Zool behind you growling.
No. No.
Zool don't listen to anybody but mom.
Yeah.
But she's gonna be looking at Zool because she wants to follow Zool's eye line.
So you want to follow? All right. So you will follow Zool's eye line to a shrouded corner of the dark, and all you will see is red glowing eyes, making eye contact with Zool.
Hi. So you, pardon my rudeness, but what outcome were you hoping for from that down there? Just to know who I might be speaking to.
Zool will kind of snarl a little bit more and then whimper as blood begins to pour out of its eyes and mouth, and it collapses to the ground.
Can you maybe not do that to the dog? Just so go back to your mom. Go back to your mom.
It's dead.
Go back to your mom.
It's dead.
It's dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Its
Well.
blood has boiled out of its. Yeah.
I'm sure she can make a new
Check
one.
your phone.
Oh.
But other than murdering Zool, does it respond?
Whenever you think that should happen, that
Gotcha.
is most dramatic.
And you gotta make me. All right. I gotta mute something here real quick because I have to look up something very difficult. So wait 1 second.
Okay.
Not Zool.
Out of character, if Zool had like gone to attack, Nova would have like kicked him off the catwalk, be like, no.
Can I just say that Nova is taking the fact that a creature that you're not aware of made the blood boil of a Schlotchka to death, and you took tried like, yeah, that fucking happens, whatever.
I mean,
She's going off the fact that she knows nothing, so nothing should surprise her.
Like, apparently that's just a thing that can happen. People's blood boil, whatever.
It happens, I'm sure, somewhere.
All right, I had to look up how to say the word, so
because
it's not.
It was?
I don't know. It actually, I mean, it's gonna sound weird to us because we're English speakers, but you know, okay. So continue, Nova. So that
right now.
yeah, no, that's fine. So continue, Nova. All you see in this darkness are red eyes looking back out.
Does Mother feel her baby die?
You're busy.
Have a blood bond to it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're healing the person.
Okay.
So what do you do now with the Zool whimpering as its blood's been boiled from its body?
Well, it's dead. So Nova's just gonna look at it and be like, I'm sure she can make a new one. Well, I assume I'm gonna just take a wild, this is absolutely a turn of phrase and not an actual action, wild stab in the dark. And
Good. Don't do that.
And assume, are you Uriel's great grandsire by chance?
The shadow is utterly quiet, and it turns to affix its gaze to you. And you start to feel warm.
Please don't boil my blood. I am not your enemy. I'm legitimately just trying to ask for your help because I have a guy who's putting thoughts in my head and I hear you don't like him and I just want him to stop.
Oh my god.
And now you can appear De Winters. Carney is how you say it, but with it's an Arabic k.
So De Winters will appear beside, but like with one arm in front of you. Carton. The stranger is after her, and I don't know why yet. But it is speaking to her like it once spoke to you. It would behoove both of us to keep her alive.
Your blood begins to return to its normal temperature, and the eyes will vanish, and there is nothing there. And with that, that is where we'll end episode 6 of Vengeance in Vaulderie. Hope everyone had a good time. Now I feel bad because the name of the episode was Betrayal, and you guys avoided the betrayal.